Everything to this team. Mooney, second team, all Big 12. That's a three! Beautiful shot outside. Norvell is up.
And he's young. I mean, this guy could win. He could get 1,000 wins. He's in that kind of a track right now.
Miami is back. LSU is back. Football is back.
I mean, it's ridiculous now. These college football programs, the big ones, they don't even know what to do with the money. They're giving Botox to their cats. They don't even know what to, arcade centers, $25 million on a scoreboard. They don't know what to do with the money.
At major Division I schools, football and basketball players are at the top of the totem pole, and rightfully so. They play in front of audiences of up to 90,000, which doesn't include those watching on national TV. These players are the focal point of the university, and with marginal help from the other athletic programs, they bring in north of $11 billion each year, not to mention an increase in admissions to the school as well. At this point in time, the athletes deserve compensation for their efforts in a way that is fair and justified. Throughout this documentary, you will see glimpses of the extreme talent these individuals possess, as well as hearing from first-hand Division I athletes about their experiences and opinions on the topic.
Everything comes down to this.
Oh, my goodness!
And they get the wheels in motion.
Oh, yeah!
Bring the noise.
It goes!
As good as it gets. March is on. Wow!
In the 2016-2017 school year, NCAA revenue reached $1 billion.
You know, sometimes, like I said, there's hungry nights where I'm not able to eat, and but I still got to play up to my, capabilities. There are hungry nights that I go to bed and I'm starving.
One of the largest opponents of paying student athletes is in fact the NCAA themselves.
There's not even a salary to debate. They're not employees, they're students.
The fact is they're not employees, they're student athletes. I can't say often enough, obviously, that student athletes are students. They are not employees.
This would be because they are the ones providing the students with scholarships to attend universities for athletics. If student athletes were paid, the NCAA's job would be essentially eliminated, and so would the organization. However, even the athletes who do not bring the school much money know that they work hard, and that being under the spotlight and on TV would bring on even more pressure. Rebecca Cook, a sophomore on the track and field team, was happy to share her views with us.
As a student athlete here on campus, we put in a lot of hours throughout the week, whether it be morning workouts, afternoon practice, as well as mandatory study hall hours, which most of us have to fulfill roughly 4 to 8 of those a week. So there is a ton of time that's put in throughout the week, as well as traveling on the weekends or whenever the games are. But we do see a lot of benefits. We have really great athletic trainers, as well as the nutrition room where we can get food at any time, things like that, as well as the tutors, all of that, on top of all of our athletic scholarships. So I do feel like the benefits help a lot to college athletes who are here training. And I think that as far as an extra paycheck on top of that, I could see that being justified if it's football or basketball or a big revenue sport where your program is bringing in enough money to pay out the athletes. But for me, I run track, so it's kind of, we do bring in money, but it's just not to that extent to be enough to pay us all on top of our athletic scholarships and our gear and everything like that. So,
additionally, Thomas Bennett, who played baseball for UK last fall, was also kind enough to share his ideas.
I'm Thomas Bennett. I played 1.5 years of baseball at the University of Kentucky. Then I transferred down here to Fort Myers to continue playing baseball at Florida Southwestern State. And just to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a Division I athlete, it comes with a big workload. Baseball is a sport in itself where you're spending 5 to 6 hours a day, and that's every day at the field. And that's outside of going to class before practice, and then after practice, going to mandatory study hall and mandatory tutors. At the University of Kentucky, we were required to put in 12 hours outside of the classroom. We had 5 mandatory tutors Monday through Friday, and then we had to put in 7 study hall hours Monday through Sunday. And we were only allowed to get 1 hour study hall a week, so we had to be in that study hall room for 1 hour every single day. So pretty much from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., we're going from one place to another, trying to get there, trying not to be late so we don't get in trouble, so we can pass our classes, things like that. So it really doesn't leave time for us to get food, call our mom. Like, I've even had times where a couple days where I haven't been able to talk to my family just because I've been on the run and stuff like that. So yeah, I do think that Division I athletes should be paid, especially the big sports, football, basketball, that bring in a lot of money. And baseball itself, this kind of comes selfishly, but there's a 35-man roster, and the coaching staff only has 11.7 scholarships to divide between 35 people. So not every single kid on that team is going to be given, like what they say, baseball money to come play there. So the only way to give these kids like something back for putting on for their community, for being a role model for little kids, is to give each and every one of them just a little bit of money. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot of money, but yeah, I do think that Division I athletes deserve to be paid.
Overall, student athletes, especially football and basketball players, put in a lot of time and effort into their sports and studies. Jerseys are sold with their names on the back, and they even take the time to sign autographs and get no compensation for any of it. Another stakeholder in this case would be the coaches of D1 athletes. If the athletes were paid, this would most likely decrease the coaches' pay. Coach Cow of the Kentucky Wildcats basketball team has also, in fact, spoken out about this topic.
These kids should be able to use their likeness, make money from their signatures. It's their name and likeness. It's not ours, it's theirs. They should be able to make money. Maybe the school manages it. Maybe the money goes to their parents for travel, eliminates all the, and maybe there's a limit on what they can do and the rest they get when they leave here.
Coach Cow's solution does not favor any colleges or contain a bias. He is strictly speaking from the good of his heart and standing up for the kids he is coaching. If someone who has their own salary at stake believes there needs to be a change, clearly something is not being managed correctly.
The football and basketball programs bring in more money than any other program within a college or university, and the coaches are the only ones within the team that get to see the benefits. In order for the players to enjoy the hard work they put in for the school and the state, we propose that each respected school and program within it splits half of the revenue made each year and divides it out amongst its players. The amount each player receives would be determined by how many wins they are worth or how important they are to the program. These percentages would be taken out of half of the revenue the program made and then given out to the players. Instead of paying coaches $10 million, and instead of spending it on renovating new facilities and spending it on new gear and jerseys, why not use that money, all the extra money, and give the money to the people that really deserve it?